everybody. We're going to do another lesson now for SAT Math Level 1, a preparatory or strategic lesson here for any of you need to contact me. Here's my email. This is Math Strategies 20 through 20, I believe. 2.1, we have 36 points of notes here. Math reference fact. So another key formula you should know is the formula for the area A of an equilateral triangle with side S. And we've already done this in other problems. Actually, we've used this little shortcut here. Area equals S squared over 4 times square root of 3. In fact, I think in the last strategy lesson it was in there. Since a regular hexagon can be divided into 6 equilateral triangles, area A of a regular hexagon with side S is area equals 6 times S squared over 4 times square root of 3, and this is for a regular hexagon. Strategy 20, know how to change the form of an expression. So some problems can be simplified by changing stuff around. Equivalent form, the difference of two perfect squares can be factored as a sum, and the difference of two terms that are being squared as an x squared minus y squared equals this here. This means that any algebraic expression that you recognize having the same general form or structure can be factored in this way. And then we have this here has the same structure as x squared minus y squared with x equals a cubed. So it's like a difference of a square, basically. Y equals b cubed, so it can be factored in the same way. So we have this here, and then we can factor out 2, and then we can factor out a square from these two here. And think x equals a cubed and y equals b cubed. So this would equal that. 2 times this here. It's a difference of a cube. To illustrate further, the equation 2y minus 1 squared minus 9 times 2y minus 1 equals 0 can be easily solved by recognizing that it has the same form as x squared minus 9x equals 0. So you have patterns. You have factoring patterns that are usually covered by Gaussian pre-algebra, really. Substitute x for 2y minus 1 and solve a simpler equation for x. X squared minus 9x equals 0. Then we have that, x times x minus 9. X equals 0 or x equals 9. Substitute 2y minus 1 for x. And then 2y minus 1 equals 0. 2y minus 1 equals 9. 2y equals 1. 2y equals 10. Y equals 1/2 or y equals 5. So just being familiar with patterns of factoring will help you. And we have this situation here for all of b greater than or equal to 0. What is the value of x for here in this situation here? Change the form of each of radicals using the rule, using this rule here. So we have p over x to the r here. So here are radicals. We're going to use the pattern up here. And this equals b to the x over 3. And then we add our exponents here. Anyway, 3/4 plus 5/6 equals x over 3. We're going to solve for our exponents here. And we continue to solve. 9 plus 10 equals 4x. 19 equals 4x, x equals 19 over 4. So you get a fractionated exponent for that. Grid in 19 over 4, 1, 9 fraction bar, and then 4 for that. Page 5 of this, if 1/3 r plus 1/4 s equals 5/6, what is the value of 4r plus 3s? So, since the left side has fractional coefficients, change its form, eliminate fractions. So it looks like 4r plus 3s, given equation by 12, smallest whole number divisible by 3 and 4 and 6. So we multiply through by 12. This gives us
slide number 8 here. Reverse inequality signs here because we multiply through by -1. Rewrite as an equivalent less than equality. With here, we went from here to here. And then we're canceling, we're simplifying this expression here. Simplifying further, 3/4 less than 3y minus 2 less than 4/5. Change to decimal form, 0.75, 3y minus 2 is less than 0.80. So grid in any number between 0.75 and 0.80, such as 0.76. So we go decimal point, 7 and then 6. Page 9. Example calculator section, multiple choice. We have two equations there. For what value of k we'll solve the above system of equations. For what value of k will the above systems of equation have no solution? So here are possibilities here. A system of linear, for them to have no solution, the lines of the equations represented are parallel, so they have to have same slope. Lines are parallel when they have the same slope. Rewrite each equation so they have the same y equals mx plus b slope-intercept form. Then slopes. So again, these are the possibilities. Solve each equation for y. So we're going to solve that for y. Y equals here. Here's our slope on this line here. And then for this one, we have y equals, here's our slope for this one here. So for that to be true, k has to be -3/2 for it to match this slope here. Page 11 of our lesson here. Example no calc section. There's a function there. Which of the following is equivalent form of the function above, in which the minimum value of f appears in the equation as a constant? So here are the possibilities here. The min or max value of a quadratic is the y-coordinate of the vertex of the graph, which appears as a constant k in the vertex form of the equation. So here, this is vertex form of a quadratic. Using FOIL, multiply out the binomial factors of f of x, which gives f of x equals x squared minus 6x minus 16. So we go up into here, change to the vertex form of parabola by completing the square, which requires adding and then subtracting. -6/2 squared, which equals 9. So here, if we add, or what do we do here? We square this, so we add 9 here. So we add 9 here is what we do. So x minus 3 squared minus 25. By comparing this quadratic to this quadratic here, you know that a equals 1 and h equals 3. So a is 1 out here, and then h is 3 here. K is -25 since a is greater than 0. The vertex of the parabola is a minimum point, so that the minimum value of f is -25. The correct choice would be D right here. This represents the quadratic for that. Example no calc. We have a quadratic here. The equation above represents a circle in an xy plane. So what is the length of the longest chord of this circle? convert the equation to a more useful center radius form, which is this here, center radius. So we have x squared plus 8x plus blank, y squared minus 10y plus blank equals 8. In order to complete the square, add square 1/2 the coefficient of the x term and 1/2 the coefficient of the y term to both sides of the equation. So we do that here. Over here we're adding this. X plus 4 squared y minus 5 squared equals 121. The equation is now in center radius form, where h and k is -4 and 4. So r squared equals 121, so r equals 121 equals 11. Since the longest chord of the circle is its diameter, the longest chord of the circle is 2 times 11 equals 22. So grid in 22 here. Your grid in, page 17, tips for boosting your score. Before starting your solution, make sure you understand what the question is asking you to find. If the problem involves numbers, the types of numbers, or the form of the answer may help you decide on the solution strategy. For example, there are whole numbers in a question and decimal or fractions appear as answer choices. The solution may involve division. If you think you have solved a multiple choice problem correctly but do not find your answer, you may need to change the form of your answer. This involve writing it in a different form. Page 18. If you don't find 7 over 2, look at 3.5. If you don't see y equals 4x plus 15, look for y equals 15 plus 4x. If you don't find ax plus 20, look for 4 times 2x plus 5. If you don't find a squared minus b squared over a plus b, look for a minus b, since this reduces down to a minus b. So it can be tricky in the form that multiple choice answers are put out there, unless otherwise indicated. Figures provided with a question are drawn to scale. If it is stated that the figure is not drawn to scale and you're not sure how to solve the problem, try redrawing the figure so it looks to scale. You may then be able to arrive at a correct answer choice by visually estimating a measurement or by eliminating those answer choices that appear to contradict the revised figure. If you want more PowerPoints and videos and worksheets, etc., email me. Thank you.